The start will be a little bit late. I'm going to guess closer to a 7:10 puck drop here on everything that's going on as far as where you can see us. Don't go anywhere. This is Josh Colvin on AM 1460 KDWA.
It's a cop.
All right, parents have been honored. Warm-ups about to commence. Both teams looping, waiting for some pucks. As there we go. Connor Zagota makes a big dump at center ice, and so both teams now going to start firing pucks into the glass because that's how we like to warm it up here at Hastings. So on our left will be the Anoka Tornadoes in white in their sponsor jerseys. On the right will be the powder blue, baby blue, I don't know, Coach Klein, the golf coach blue warm-up jerseys with all the sponsors. So great to see all of these, again, I always talk about this. The great thing about living in a town like Hastings is seeing all the same names on all the same stuff, whether it feels like I'm out trying to recruit girls to come play, you know, little girl hockey and learn to skate. So I'm at a softball event, a t-ball event, at soccer. Whether I'm here, whether I'm looking at the radio, it sure seems like we've got a lot of great businesses that are supporting our community. Please make sure when you think about where to spend your holiday dollars as we're getting closer, where to spend your, home maintenance, home repair, auto repair, in need for a new car repair, all that stuff. think about how to keep those dollars local when you can. Everyone appreciates, everyone benefits from that. For the Raiders on the year, they are 4-4. Wins versus Waconia, Simley, New Prague, Farmington. On the other side, the losses, Bloomington Jefferson, Two Rivers, Hill Murray, and Lakeville North. Conference end, that puts the Raiders at 1-2. Section, it puts them at 0-1. Those are going to be the tough ones to overcome as it comes time for section seedings. That's okay, you got to win them all anyway. Raiders getting here as the numbers are tightening up here, which is not surprising as the season goes on. Goals per game, 3.38. Goals against per game, 2.75. Power plays, percentage for the Raiders, 23.3, holding steady, but what's ticking up every game it feels like is that penalty kill, 88.9%. Again, the thing that I would love to see as both a coach, a broadcaster, as a member of this staff, is the Raiders' penalties trying to kind of cut down a little bit, taking 27 a game. Scoring for the Raiders, it has been a first line heavy. We've seen some other numbers, but number 14, senior Blake Vanderhoff has 9 goals, 8 assists, 17 points. Number 21, John Harris, 6 goals, 10 assists for 60 points. Connor Zagota centers that line, 3 goals, 8 assists for 11 points. In net tonight will be number 31, Brooks Smirsky, comes in with a 2.33 goals against average and a .926 save percentage. So we'll see if he can continue that hot streak here against an Anoka Tornado team that, as we've said, seems to struggle getting that puck in the net. If JV's any indication, though, the Raiders cannot take this game lightly, as they were outshot handily by the Tornadoes, but 2 sophomore goaltenders, that is Charlie Stoffel and Nick Smelzer, bailed them out and was able to keep the door closed, and the Raiders come away with a 2-1 JV win. So that is your preview of the Raiders. We've talked about the Tornadoes, and so we're going to take a commercial break as we're about halfway through these warm-ups here on AM 1460, KDWA, FM translator 97.7, W249 DK. What's that?
For the one person that knows both of us listening. We'll have fun.
That would be good. All right, here we go. We have 1:43 left here on the clock as the Hastings Raiders about to take on Anoka. And a great night. I think, by the way, I got a special guest color commentator to come up later. I don't know if he knows much about hockey. That's not exactly in his forte, but he definitely knows a ton about sports, so we'll keep that secret. But I think we're going to have a chance to get a color guy to come on here and help me out and give me a chance to get a break. I will make sure to leave a little bit of room edgewise for him in there. As we talked about, Hastings 4-4 taking on the Anoka Tornadoes 1-7. Other action tonight, as I mentioned, lots and lots of sports getting wrapped up here before we go to the Christmas break. In action tonight should have been alpine ski, but I'm not sure if you've noticed. There doesn't seem to be a lot of snow outside. And those of us dreaming for a white Christmas, I think are going to be a little bit disappointed this year. So be it. Alpine ski going to have to backload a lot of their schedule. Wrestling is in action as they had a reschedule against Tartan. It says away multiple schools, and usually that means that's the host is Tartan. Swimming and diving is in action at Simley. I talked to one of my students today. He's going to end up being my correspondent and make sure to give me all that information so we can start looking. Was able to talk to a girl in gymnastics to help me do the same thing. So hopefully after Christmas break, I'll be able to start getting you daily updates when I broadcast about what's going on in these other great sports that are going on in Hastings. Lots of amazing things going on in this town, and I love being part of bringing them to you. Basketball, hey, I can find that stuff online. Boys basketball facing Woodbury. They are 3-3 on the season. Last week, absolute heartbreak. The difference between 3-3 and 5-1 was 3 points as they were taken to overtime by Coon Rapids before dropping that 90-88. And then in the heartbreaker to Park, they lose 90-89. Leading points getters for the basketball team, Owen Bernance, 23.5 points per game. Kyan Esterby, 12.7. Matt Foss, 12.2. Those are your leading scores for the boys basketball. Girls basketball, 3-4 on the season. Under first year for Hastings head coach Rick Tavernier. His wife Mindy, for those of you familiar with life around the high school, she is one of the assistant principals. New last year, doing a great job. Love working with Mindy. She's always got a great attitude in that building. Her husband has the girls clicking along really, really well as they are super competitive here. Their leading point getter, Haley Strain, 13.1 points per game. Keegan McVicker, 12.8 points per game. And then Owen Baker, 12.0. We mentioned girls hockey. They are not in action tonight as they are off until tomorrow. Not tomorrow. We'll have practice and outside at the Shields rink. And then Saturday, we will be at United's Heroes League. Okay, just checking here. Leading point getters for the girls hockey team, Addie Selesky, she's got 12. Grace Petrich with 9. Olivia Erickson with 9. Maddie Schuster with 7. And Lauren Mull with 7. One of the bugs that's been biting the Raiders is injury. Unfortunately, 2 players out for the entire year after the entire season, after the soccer season. And then Bree Balster as well. And so, Victoria Steinke, I'm getting confused here. Victoria Steinke comes in on the season as a rookie and posts a great .899 save percentage. I'm joined by a close personal friend. Do I sound like Sid Hartman?
A bit.
A bit?
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I'm joined by a close personal friend, a gentleman who I have had the absolute joy of coaching with for, it has to be over a decade.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. And first year girls coach. For those of you listening in, I do a little action on both sides. First year girls coach, longtime lacrosse boys head coach Brady Wozvick. Wazzy, Merry Christmas, buddy. How you doing?
Merry Christmas. I am wonderful. Just so everybody at home knows, He didn't read those facts and stats off a sheet. Those are all out of his own brain. Every goal and assist out there. It's all off the top of his head. He's brilliant.
Listen, everyone nowadays' brain is combined with silicon, and thank heaven for Google, as that's what I'm using here. Brady, another football season wrapped up, looking ahead to a lacrosse season. Talk a little bit about how great it is and how much you enjoy being a part of what we do here in Hastings, giving back to the community.
I tell prospective coaches all the time who are thinking about coming to town, the biggest piece of advice I can give you is be invested in the community.
Yeah.
Because that's what we want. Yes, the wins are nice, but we'd rather have people invested in the community. And that's why, I not stumbled into coaching, but kind of got brought in out of, not nowhere, but Pete McGinnis called me, and that's how I got involved and everything. And I wouldn't want to coach anywhere else.
Yeah.
Could life pull me away someday to another town? Yeah, sure, I don't know. But what I love about Hastings is we like to hire from within, and if you're an outsider coming in, they want you to be invested, and usually we get those people, and that's what's fun.
Absolutely. You talk about the idea of you can't imagine coaching in another town, and there's some people that lost money on bets on me this year, Brady. A gentleman you might know, Jeff Korkish, takes over as the boys head coach up in Cottage Grove.
Did he really?
Yeah, so he is a first-year head boys varsity coach. His son, Owen Korkish, a junior there. He's got a daughter as well, who is a freshman, and then another son who's a 7th grader, so kind of a natural fit. And because I've worked so long for Cork, again, he gave me my break here first in Hastings when I got hired coaching girls, and I worked up with him for, call it 12, 13 years, and then in the summer, a lot of people thought I'm going to go just right up the road and go coach with Cork in Cottage Grove. And Cork was very gracious and asked, but the reality is you know me better than that.
Oh yeah, you're spread so thin anyway.
Well, and more
You do it
importantly,
yourself, but
I'm not leaving Hastings.
You're a transplant to town, but you've dove in head first.
Yeah.
Eyes closed as well at times. But yeah, you dove right in and you realize that this is just a fun community to be a part of.
It is such a great community. There is nothing better than the fact that I'm sitting here walking, or as I'm watching everyone walk by, and the number of waves and all the former students and the current students and former players all over the place. Again, we're partnering tonight with HCTV, and every single of the 4 cameras that we got tonight, as I'm looking around, every single of the 4 is going to be manned by somebody who either I have taught or I currently teach. Hunter Pinky, the broadcaster here, is the guy directing this is a former student of mine.
Wow.
So great partnership with KDWA to try and bring both radio and then HCTV working hard, bringing the video, and then even partnering. So we got it on KDWA.com. And so as you said, I jumped in completely when I got hired, and I can't imagine a better community to be a part of.
No, it's wonderful. I'm a transplant, moved here before 7th grade, and high school sports weren't even on my radar until Jim Rohr came knocking, said, "Hey, you got to try football."
That's not how he said it. Hold on, let's see it.
Hey, Wazzy, you got to try football. You got to play football. And then it's like, hey, you got to wrestle. Oh, you want to be able to? You got to wrestle. You got to wrestle. That's as close to a Jim Rohr as I got. I do a better McClay.
Yeah,
but that has to be in
the moment. That's got to have some. That's
I got to have a rant in my head.
Yeah,
and that's how I get there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, talk about guys. Those are 2 guys that are invested in this town.
Absolutely. Jimmy Roy's still driving the bus for us. He's been a couple. He's on vacation right now. I think Vegas, honestly.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure if I'm outing him. I don't know if his wife knows where he is.
Are the Vikings playing down? I haven't looked at the schedule.
I have no idea.
He's been known to make the road trip.
He has been known.
Yep.
So another great opportunity tonight to be here. Wazzy, I want to thank you for popping on the radio. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back as Corey Oakins on the Zamboni. You're listening to Josh Colvin with special guest early. This isn't the actual intended special guest.
No, I just walked up here to say hi to you quickly while you're on, and you threw me a headset.
Absolutely.
So
we have a potential another special guest later on. Stick around for Raider Puck Drop here. As I mentioned, JV game went long with a great win, and then Parent Night. We will have in about, call it 4 minutes, but definitely on the other side, we'll have our starting lineups, and we will be joined live on both KDWA.com and HCTV as we bring you varsity boys hockey versus the Anoka Tornadoes here on AM 1460 KDWA.
That's what I heard. I was hesitant, like Marvin's there.
Well, Anoka. Not very good.
Anoka.
We played Farmington.
Oh, that's what it was. I looked at the schedule was off. Or didn't update.
Charlie's, what am I going to do?
get too far into it. Like,
all you need to know is this: they threw 26 times all year.
the
The whole season. They had 2,500 yards rushing, more than everyone else in D2. That works.
What's their formation?
It's flexible. It's what we do when we're not in that stuff. It's the Army Navy stuff at D2. I saw it down in Arkansas and I was like, whew. All right.
Do it doesn't much.
No, I would like to. I'd like to go to university. I mean, if they're going to continue to do that with success, I'd love to see what they're doing.
This Prince is still all about the straight T kind of thing.
Yeah, but
You're almost handcuffing yourself the other way then.
that's what I worry about. With ours, at least, I can go really dumb. And we control, we go gun and there's some stuff, but straight T, I just don't know enough of being multiple if I need to. And you get a guy like Shattuck and we go, all right, let's do everything we did out of I now, and we were successful.
Yeah.
All right, brother.
Who's your special guest?
Trent said he'd come up and do color maybe later with me.
Oh yeah, you are alone, I guess.
I am, which is good. Yeah. All right, brother, we'll see you.
That guy's still around.
What, Trey?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this might be my last broadcast. I'm pretty pissed at Dan.
Yeah, well,
Join the club?
they'll hate him.
Yep. All right, if you tuned in last year at this time of the year, you heard Peter Schultz on the broadcast doing color with me. Peter Schultz, a longtime Hastings resident, longtime volunteer coach, and then came back and became a teacher. Now is in the room right across the hall from me, previously occupied.
HCTV Sports is supported by Balanced Wealth Management, Retirement, Planning, Expertise. Farmers Insurance, the Katie Lindbergh Agency. Katie Lindbergh, Hastings Downtown Farmers Insurance. If you don't know insurance, you need to know her.
First goal of the year goes for the Raiders.
Oh, beautiful shot there. Nicely done. Gets the pin.
How was that beautiful? Onside kick, and it's recovered by Hastings.
And he's rung up for strike three.
Sublowy. Touchdown Raiders.
All right, and thank you everyone as I work on time and everything out. Reminder, I spend my mornings teaching a little economics and psychology, and so tonight, welcome to a live game between the Hastings boys hockey players as they face the Anoka Tornadoes. Thank you everyone that's joining in on one of the 6 million options we have. You can catch us on HCTV. You can catch us on HCTV's YouTube page. You can catch us on Channel 14. You can catch us on KDWA.com. You can catch us as well on AM 1460. Starting lineups for Anoka. In goal, number 31, Colin Rosano. On defense, number 3, Mason Beaver. His partner, number 8, Jackson Provancha. Those are 2 of the captains and 2 of the leading scorers for Anoka. At forward, number 21, center, Will Setterstrand, senior, on his wings. That's number 7, Teddy Michulis, and on the other wing is number 17, Hunter Bruner. So Anoka, for the radio listeners, will be left to right on your radio dial in their maroon and white. On the other side, for the good guys in yellow, number 31 in goal, Brooks Smirsky, senior netminder. Defending, number 23, senior Sawyer Zaruba, and number 27, his partner Mason Beff. Up front, starting for the Raiders. Going to be a little bit different starting line than usual, but the line that's been together for a while, number 26, centering them is Sawyer Chumslin. His wings, number 9, Luke Wallstrom, and number 11, Brody Geib. On the radio dial, we're going to take radio silence for a commercial as we get our national anthem played here, and we'll be back on the other side of this break for an 18-minute late puck drop. Thank you so much for being patient as we get ready for the Raiders versus the Tornadoes on your radio dial. National anthem in the books. Helmets being put on, buckets on the right, buckets on the left, and puck drop getting ready to go. Your Raiders coming to this game 4-4 with wins versus Waconia, Simley, New Prague, and Farmington. In net for them tonight, the senior by way of Tahoe, California, is Brooks Smirsky. We've trained Brooks forever. His grandfather is the usual arena announcer. He's not there tonight, as we've got a different gentleman on the microphone, which is okay. On the other end, in nets, we will use him as our other person, number 31, Colin Roseno. By person, I mean person of interest to help us demarcate. For the radio, it'll be near to far. In nets, as you see on that scoreboard, save percentage in favor of the Raiders, 928. Roseno with 8-3-0. Goals against, again, very, very different. You can see, though, that Roseno has had a lot more action than Smirsky when it comes to shots on goal in those minutes. So as we get ready here, one of the key matchups is going to be, can the Raiders continue to find offense out of any lineup besides that front line? We're going to start with Chumslin, and that puck is dropped. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Puck is dumped deep to the right-hand side. Mason Beff goes in behind the net. He's going to ring it around to the left-hand side. On that far boards by the hash, as Geib is met by a wall of maroon. Beff gets it back behind Smirsky, and he makes a nice little area pass there to, that's Wallstrom. Wallstrom taps his stick in a little bit of frustration as he had hoped to get it through, and instead it found a skate, and we set up in the neutral zone here. Zaruba near side gives it to Chumslin, who heads-manned it, and we're going to be in a partial change. Behind the net, Wallstrom has it, turnover, shot. That one just missed the left side. Beff crashing in. Those of you joining us for the first time, you're going to see a lot of Raiders defensemen deep in the zone. Smirsky has it. He's going to sauce it. That's what we like to see. All the way down. Harris, that catches the Tornadoes in a precarious situation. The Raiders now set up. So the Raiders now trying to establish a little bit of offensive pressure. That missed pass now gets us back in the neutral zone. Number 4. That's Trevor Lang. He had the puck momentarily before it goes back into the Tornado zone. Now we'll have an icing. broadcast, at least on AM 1460 next Tuesday as they start the South St. Paul tournament. Raiders, they win that face-off, low to high. Teglin has it. That trickles off the toe of his stick, and now come the other way. Here comes Anoka. This is number 4. Trevor Lang walks in, going wide on Carlson. Centering pass. That finds no one. Good back check by the captain, number 14, Blake Vanderhoff. Behind the net. Here comes Zagoda, chipped ahead. There's Lang again. Shot, saved. Steered to the corner by Smirsky. Carlson rings it left to right at the hash. Out into the neutral zone it goes, and then chipped up into the penalty, or excuse me, into the Raiders bench here. So again, getting our lines of demarcation for the radio audience. Near side, that's the player's box. Far side, that's the penalty box and announcers. Left is Anoka, right is the Raiders. And on the TV broadcast, if that confused you, face off right outside the blue line. This is going to be number 15. Charlie Jensen stepping in against Ryder Regenscheid, taking his first face-off draw. Does so, and that's just kind of a neutral one before dropping that deep is Ben Carlson for the Tornadoes. Wrong, left to right, on the near side, unable to get it out, as a Tornado defender rings it back deep into the right-hand corner, as sophomore Luke Niederkorn flips it back to Regenscheid. Regenscheid, near side, chipped ahead. Here comes Kraut. Kraut walks in, drives, centering. Oh, great play by Regenscheid, but he couldn't pull the trigger. Number 14, Luke Fulstrom, he ends up getting enough of a stick on it that prevents it, and we are still shotless here after 14:44 of this first period. Niederkorn holds it in momentarily, then it's shipped past him, and giving chase is number 23. Lots of sports action tonight. As I mentioned, we'll see if we get updates. Usually our correspondents are great for handing that stuff out. We get stuff from Dick Craig and Nick Tuckner and a whole bunch of people to help us out. So boys and girls, hoops in action. Was Wallstrom now battling. Puck goes back to Geib. Geib walled off. He chips it into the corner where it's picked up by number 16 for the Tornadoes, who don't have 16 on their roster. So maybe my contact shifted regardless. Here's a shot by Wallstrom. Big save by the netminder. And our first shot was a grade A chance by Wallstrom. Puck now thrown out in the neutral zone for Johnny Teglin. Teglin walks in. Comes in, short side shot off of the stick of Jackson Provencia, and into the netting it goes, so a face-off will ensue. Shots on goal, 1-0. We saw this the other night as well for the Raiders. Boy, hate to even bring up that game on Tuesday night. Raiders up 3-1, and a series of misfortunate events ends up with the Raiders losing that one 5-3 with an empty netter. So that game started off with few shots. This one as well. Shot that time misses short side by Zaruba. Zagoda sends it up. And Carlson now wrister. That one hits his numerical counterpart, number 19. And then shot blockered into the corner. Vanderhoff going high blocker on the netminder. That's number 31, Colin Rosenow. Centering pass for Harris. Unable to pull the trigger. He's met by a Tornado. Number 22 is going to send that down the ice. That is Cam Mortensen. So our play continues to stop. Anoka sending the puck the length of the ice frequently, and that's usually a good sign for the Raiders. Meaning if a whole lot of icings are going the other way, what that means is the Raiders' forecheck is working, and the other team is just tired of trying to get out of it. That's what we're seeing. Is it off that far half wall. High slot shot by Zagoda, unable to get that. And one of the things we'll see the Raiders do is try and attack from the middle of the ice at the blue line. Good hit by Zaruba, sends number 13 to the ice. That was Alec Dalvang. Now centering pass, dangerous play. Raiders get away with it there. Here comes Harris now. Harris crossing the blue line. Shot mishandled by the netminder. He lost it. Right shot to the chest that ends up bouncing off. He lost sight of it. Now here comes Anoka. Turnover. Vanderhoff steps around. Backhand. Shot short side. Zagota there, and going the other direction are the boys in maroon. At the red line, met by Teglin. Puck is going to trickle past as both take a seat on the ice, and here comes Zagota. Zagota now, diagonal to Harris, inside the blue line. Coming across now, Tornadoes dump it deep. That was Fulstrom, who's going to have it picked up by Soli. That's number 2, Aiden Soli. In the zone until just now, not behind the net. Nice advantage. Hey, Hunter, can you hear me down there, buddy? Not sure if Hunter can hear me, but for those of you listening on the stream, we're just getting music, no audio from the microphone on the stream. Got it, we're working on it, just communicating there, so you're hearing behind. Let's get back to the action here on the ice as the Zamboni door gets the assist. Raiders get the puck. Anoka sends it behind their net. It hits the Zamboni door, kicks out, and scoring for the Raiders is Harris. That's going to be an unassisted goal by Harris. And the Raiders are up 1-0. Sounds like we're good on the stream, Hunter, so great job pushing buttons and pulling cables. And so we'll thank you to our correspondent at home on the couch with the upper body injury helping us out. Raiders up 1-0 here, goal by Harris, leading Anoka in shots on goal 8-0. And the Raiders have established territorial dominance momentarily. Now 4-on-4 battle, not the number of players, but the numbers as Johnny Teglin comes up with it against Trevor Lang. In the corner they go. Zagota has it slide out, and then a good defensive position by Blake Vanderhoff, recovers it, and they cross into Anoka territory. Driving pass, just too far for Harrison off a Zagoda stick. It ends up on the carbon fiber of Jackson Provencha. Chip pass, not getting it out, so Vanderhoff gonna battle. He's got 3 guys on him as he's cross-checked and then slashed, but Zagoda drives the net. Decides to delay and hold on for a better chance. Zaruba to Zagoda. Now sliding it low, unable to get it to Savage, and here comes Anoka. They're gonna float it high, trying to stretch it, but Luke Niederkorn gets a glove on it, and the battle ensues in the neutral zone. So now a cross-check to the face by 23. On 23, that was Sukop from Anoka that gave it to the Raiders. We're gonna have a penalty on Anoka here. They caught it after the fact. We'll see which gentleman they give it to. They're gonna go high stick. That is 23. Here we're gonna see this on the replay again. Big hit, Zaruba doesn't go down, and Sukop didn't like that he goes down, so he cross-checks him into choppers, and then ends up getting his stick on him after the fact. So the Raiders now are going to have their first power play opportunity here with 8:13 left as Sukop goes to the box. Sukop maybe goes to the box for a high stick here at the 8:13 mark. Puck chipped out. There's Niederkorn. Niederkorn battling on the near side. Gives it to Teglin. Teglin has the puck, half wall. Back up to Niederkorn. Niederkorn walks in on the side to Teglin. Teglin dragging the blue, and he loses that, so Regenscheid's gonna get it. They're gonna go to the neutral zone. He tried to fire and had it slide off his heel. Now it slides off his heel again, and a discombobulated Teglin wheels back in his zone. Backhand pass to Geib. Geib looking, delays, and gets it to Niederkorn. Raiders just need to settle down and get the puck in the zone. That isn't gonna happen as it goes off a Niederkorn stick. And now here comes Geib, and nobody really wants possession, and back in the neutral zone we go. Here comes Zagoda. Zagoda has it, settles it down, gives it back to Beth. 1:10 left on this power play for the Raiders. 7:20 left in this first period. Raiders up 1-0 on the unassisted goal for Harris. The aforementioned Harris has it behind the net, wheeling to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff on the left hash where he wants it, up to Beth. Back to Vandy, walks down. Harris, give and go, backdoor, oh! Carlson, why can't you be left-handed? That's a tap-in. Instead, we have a beautiful play that ends up scoreless. Here comes Beth. Beth back up to Vandy, top, looking for a deflection, doesn't get there, so Harris retrieves it and wheels to Vandy's spot on the half wall. Now the Raiders trying to adjust and get back. Harris walks down the slot, give to Vandy, short side, trying to get it in, and a backhander floats in on the netminder, number 31, Rosano. And so we have a stoppage of play with 27 seconds left here in this first period. That was the best look so far for the Raiders. You can see him give and go, drive in the net. Vanderhoff just on the backhand side. Looks like he was actually just trying to get that as a pass to the middle, but the netminder gets a piece of it. Half wall again, Vanderhoff up to the top for Beth. Vandy walks in left-hand side, trying to go diagonal to Carlson on the back door, and that finds a wall of Bauer skates, and so Zagoda picks it up and settles it back where we started on the Vandy left hand. Over to Vandy again, was time and space, shot, good save. He saw his spot, and a little bit of twig got it. And as the penalty expires, Anoka is going to send it to the length of the ice. They're going to say that's no icing as the power play has ended. Raiders now back to 5-on-5. First power play ends up with not, and now a turnover. Sukop has it, but here comes Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom picks it off his stick, crosses the Anoka blue line, drop pass for Geib, wrister, and that was held on by number 31, Colin Rosano, the netminder for the Anoka Tornadoes. Thanks again to everyone tuning into our partnered up broadcast here. It's great to get the replays because I'm wrong a lot on the first look. Here's Wahlstrom with that great drop shot to the drop pass to Geib, who gets that wrister. And Rosano saw it, and so got it. Now here comes a dangerous play. Zaruba has it hop his stick, but then he gets on his horse and beats Lang for Anoka to the puck. Zaruba chips it around to himself, tries to get it out, unable to do so, and so now in the corner goes Niederkorn, deep to the left of Smirsky. Reverse to Chumslin, the center. Chumslin sends it up, that misses everyone, but gonna go on net, so no icing as it's pushed out does make its way into the neutral zone back to Niederkorn. Niederkorn turnover, that one fired into Aiden Soley, walks in short side, shot off the high glove outside of the cage. As Smirsky was down deep in that one trying to protect the short side. Chumsland now gets that puck across the Blue Raiders, going to try and get a change here. Chumsland's take a digger. Now Wallstrom battling, Chumsland gets it back and now loses it deep again in the corner where Savage is going to get it, and the Raiders now make a change. Wallstrom stays on, so 2 Raiders, 4 checkers. Low to high, it goes to Teglin at the blue. Wrister floats, mishandled by Rosano, rebound. Wallstrom trying to get it, then in. Late comes Regenscheid, and the Raiders are up 2-0. Mixed transition, a whole lot of people crashing the net as the Raiders were in the middle of a line change. Wallstrom out there battling in the corner. The puck comes up, and here you see Teglin just floats it, trying to get it through, does so. Wallstrom trying to flip it around, ends up passing it to a crashing Regenscheid on top of the crease, and he just flips it over. A netminder, Rosano, who's laying on his back, just hoping, and unable to get a piece of that, and so 2-0. The Raiders are up here. Anoka now comes out. Here comes number 2, Wrister. Not able to get it off, then centering. As it goes now out above the top of the circle. Didn't able to understand that second assist here. We'll try and clear up the microphone depth for our arena announcer here as its puck is dumped back into the right-hand side where Carlson has it. He flips it around. Miscommunication between him and Teglin, so Kraut wisely comes back, but then throws an errant pass. That's a turnover. Centering pass, wide open, and what a save by Smirsky. Raiders have got to be way more careful than that, as a lot of, let's just call it errant passes. 3 of them in a row end up with a dangerous pass there. Trying to hit the stretch pass, but picked off. That's number 17. He centers it to Jensen. Jensen just in the slot, and a great glove save by Smirsky keeps the door closed on the second chance, but both shots against very, very high quality. So the Raiders still up 2-0 here. Shots on goal 15-2 in favor of the Raiders with 3:48 left here in this first period. Here comes Zaruba, chipped ahead. Now Harris has it off of his 6. Zaruba's going to send it back deep for Harris. Harris looking, steps around to check, gives it to That's a great pass just underneath, and then trying to put enough mustard on it was Zagoda, unable to quite get as much stick as he'd wanted, but at times like that, it's often better just to move it quickly on net rather than to wait and delay and hope that you actually get more time and space. So a good save there by Rosano. Good play by Harris to get that puck to Zagoda. Now a little bit of a false start. They're going to let that fly. Thomas McGinnis out with Zagoda and Harris. McGinnis now rides him off, slides it back. He's going to maintain that forecheck. F1 rides a Anoka tornado into the corner. That was number 3, captain Mason Beaver. McGinnis again all over the tornadoes, battling. Zagoda now deep, gets it low to high to Beff. Beff, shot. And again, Rosano swallows it, but it just doesn't look like he can see the puck as well as he would like to. Ends up in his belly, but not necessarily as clean as I bet his coaches would like. Cell phone going off, so we'll see if we can get an update here. I see Dick Craig's name on top. Girls hoops up 36-29 at halftime versus Bloomington Kennedy as they try to get back to even 500 basketball. They currently are 3-4 on the season. Here comes Anoka, sliding the puck through Zaruba's feet, but that's okay. Beff's there to ring it back to Wallstrom. Wallstrom centering pass. Here comes Chumsland. He's got Geib on the far right side, leads him 2-on-2 with back pressure. Geib pulls, misfires, and that puck ends up on the stick of Chumsland. Chumsland now back to the D. Beff able to get it deep, and now Geib goes back to work. Battling, puck chipped around. Geib gets it. Now he's got Wallstrom centering pass. Wallstrom, the lone lefty forward from his knees, gets it low to high. Here comes Beff. Back pedals, tipped in front by Chumsland. Just trickles to the right-hand side. Here comes Geib, knocked off his stick, and Carlson sends it back to him. Now deep around behind the net. That's Wallstrom. Wallstrom buying time. Regenscheid comes out. He centers the line. That's in the middle of a change. Here comes his winger, Savage, number 8. So the Raiders too low, and Kraut is sitting high. I said that weird, but that's because I was double checking who I had, so I kind of double pumped myself on a name. Kraut rides the defending player in. Low to high shot. Carlson rings that one too far, but Niederkorn pinches in and sends it back down. Anoka unable to get possession, so the Raiders almost look like a power play here. Here comes Kraut. He's battling. Keeps it. Bounce pass to Niederkorn. Niederkorn on the near side gives it back. Booted by Kraut. Turnover, and into the neutral zone. Here comes Anoka. Anoka's number 3. Good pass to Lang. Lang walks in. Carlson does a good job riding him wide. Puck settles inside and chipped up by Savage. Carlson over to Kraut. Here comes Kraut. He's got time on his off wing. Drag shot, and that one's kicked to the corner by the netminder Rosenau. 2-on-2. Centering. High. Carlson. Wrister. Blocker. Punched right out. Great rebound that Zagota just pushes a little bit. Now low high again. Here comes Niederkorn. He's going to bounce that to the corner, just trying to maintain possession. That's a good play as he's really just trying to avoid the shin pads. Nice little shortstop grab there by Carlson at the blue line. Keeps possession momentarily, but now Anoka finally gets out of their zone as we are at the 1-minute mark. Here comes Vanderhoff though. Anoka back pressure. Vandy settles, waits, sauce pass over, looking for Harris. That hops off his stick, but he maintains possession momentarily before Anoka gets a piece. They're going to get to the neutral zone here, but without possession. That was Aiden Soley, number 2, who had it momentarily before the Raiders picked their pocket and got it back. Now we go the other direction. Dump pass. Smirsky behind the net's going to get it. Ring it hard up. Going to have to look where the pressure was from there. That's goalie coach talk from me to him as he made the decision before the pass was there. Now here's Zaruba. Zaruba battling. Slides down. 22 seconds left. Raiders up 2-0 in this first period. Shots on goal. 19-2. Here comes Harris on a stretch breakaway. Just ridden off the puck. Good back pressure by Anoka. Otherwise, Harris was in all alone. Now, left to right. Centered. Dumped in. That ends up on Rosenau, and he's going to play it ahead just enough so that we can get the end of the first period. Highlights, my boy? We're going to come back here. On the radio, we're going to take a commercial break here. On TV, we're going to keep going with our first period highlights. Raiders 2-0 after the first period. Shots on goal end up being 20-2. Scoring for the Raiders, it's some familiar names here. First play, actually an unforced error. Anoka tries to keep it from their blue line, rings it into their zone. You can see there it hits the back Zamboni door, kicks out. Goaltender has no idea where it is. Harris jumps in and buries it. And then the second goal, the crafty veteran Tegman throws it in just enough. Wallstrom battling low to high, chips it over to Regenscheid, and he tips it up into the net, and the Raiders are up 2-0. On the TV, we're going to go to the intermission here, and we will join you here with our coach's interview momentarily, Hunter. All right, we are back here. Onken on his lap around. Raiders up 2-0 after one. Joined by interim head coach Ryan Stoffel here. Coach Klein out with we're going to call it a mid-body injury today. I think things are getting better. Coach Stoffel out shooting him 20-2. It was 2-0 on the scoreboard. What'd you see in that first period?
Well, we saw a lot of good stuff, really good stuff. I thought some of our best zone entries of the whole season. All 3 lines, really, really solid, right? Coach Klein and I talked a few times a day, and the message was basically how do we respond after that last 8 minutes on Tuesday night in the first 17 minutes here tonight. And I think we showed up that, we turned the page and we're ready to go to work. So, made a couple line adjustments, and right now I'm loving what we see. So hopefully it continues for the second and third.
Absolutely. You talk about that second and third. Great pressure at times. Anoka just throwing the puck down the ice just to get a line change, and the Raiders were able to capitalize on that and keep it in there. You talk about that dominance as far as time of possession and the forecheck. What's the message in between the first and second period to keep the energy and the let's call it sense of urgency up here for the boys?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the perfect term, right? A sense of urgency, right? Just keep it going, right? Come out here, right? Puck drop of the second, do the same thing we did the first 17 minutes, right? Don't change anything. You know, maybe get a little bit better in the D zone. We weren't in there very often, but we had a couple of turnovers that, you know, could have potentially cost us. Smirsky made a couple nice saves. But yeah, otherwise just continue to do what we're doing, and you know, the positive, the energy. You know, Blake Vandenhoff said something right before puck drop that Ryder Reichenscheid was going to get a goal tonight, and you know, 8 minutes later he's on the scoreboard. So good vibes, and we're ready to, you know, we're in a good spot.
Absolutely, Coach Stoffel. Thank you so much. You got a lot of work to do.
Thank you.
We're going to go take a commercial break.
Heal up.
There's the message from Coach Stoffel to Coach Klein. As he has been out all week, he will be back next week for the South St. Paul tournament. So with that, we're going to go to commercial break. We'll be back here on TV afterwards. We'll be back here after this commercial break on the radio, talk about what we saw, what's going on in other Raider action. You're listening to Josh Colvin on AM 1460, KDWA, and a whole bunch of other locations as well. All right, we're back on TV. We will be back in a couple of seconds here on radio as we time everything up on both. As hey, thanks to everyone tuning in everywhere that we see. As we've got a whole bunch of people that are tuning in on different places here, joining us again on AM 1460 KDWA, joining us on HCTV, on HCTV.com, on KDWA.com, and big shout out to some people picking up the stream, it sounds like, Hunter, from Anoka, Quad Cities on QCTV, and Coon Rapids with CTN. So, man, big time. I feel like, how about this, Hunter? I'm getting texts here that people from Arizona are tuning in. Big shout out to the Wentland family, Julia, Leah, Karen, Mary, and quote, Big Cal. I hope that's an affectionate nickname there, Big Cal. Thank you so much for tuning in. Braden Kraut's family listening, checking out hockey. Apparently they love hockey, even though they've never lived here. That's okay. Hey, we take open migrants too, so feel free to work your way north. I know there's some real estate agents I can hook you up, but thank you so much in the meantime for tuning in here. 17 minutes on the board. We're going to switch ends here on the radio, so left to right will be Smirsky to the netminder, 31 for Anoka. That again is Colin Rosano. He faced quite a bit of rubber in that first period, stopping 18 of 20, but 2 got away from him, 1 including the Zamboni door. Smirsky on the other end going to have to work on making sure he stays mentally dialed in. Boy, they had a couple of great chances, but only 2 get on the board for attempts. As the puck drops, the Raiders take a 2-0 lead into this game. Here comes Wahlstrom, delays, wrister right in the chest of Rosano. And right away, the Raiders are on the board with a shot on goal here. And so we'll see if Coach Stoffel is able to carry through with what he was talking about, which is constant pressure on that forecheck. He's mixed up lines a little bit here, he talked about. Here we see this is Chumsland centering Wahlstrom and Geib, and ringing it right to left is Beff. Behind the netminder, Rosano pinching in on the left-hand side is Zaruba. Now deep down, Beff pinching in. Raiders up high. We've talked about that 2-3 forecheck. That was Chumsland sitting there. That allows a D time to see it and jump down if they have got an angle, and that really creates a lot of havoc for Anoka and other teams. We see it here as Anoka just struggling to get out of the zone. Here comes number 3, Mason Beaver wheeling, tries to get in the neutral zone, does so, but immediately it's turned over as Zaruba flips it ahead, just a little bit too far from Wahlstrom. And one thing to pay attention to in the second period is that long change. Here's a stretch pass, trying to go from neutral zone blue to blue was Anoka, unable to get it with possession. So now Wahlstrom pushes it ahead, but too far for Zagoda. So the Raiders have to retreat. Harris steps into a check, comes around, drop pass, Zagoda, high slot shot, goal! You can see that coming. Zagoda took his time, set it, and made sure he could put it where Rosano had no chance at high blocker side. Assist to Harris. Should be a second assist on this one as well. Harris is the one that danced around at the at the Anoka blue line, let the entire pressure get past him, made a setup pass to Zagoda, who had all day here in this high slot. It actually might only be one assist, as Zagoda was the other player there. Here you see Zagoda right at that top of the circle, bury it inside. Now stretch pass, Smirsky at the blue line. That one doesn't pan out, and here comes Anoka. Now here comes Zagoda. Raiders with pressure. He's got Vanderhoff trailing. He's ridden off the boards by Provancha, number 8, and the stick is down for somebody. Not sure who lost it. That was Zagoda, actually. Now coming in, here's Lang. He's going to send it to the left to Smirsky. Smirsky leaves it for Teglin. Teglin reverses it to Carlson, his D partner. Carlson, cross-ice pass for Vanderhoff. We've talked all year about the Raiders' lack of left-handed shooters, so a couple of plays are going to be pretty tough for those left wings, specifically Vanderhoff and Kraut, as they're catching those passes on their backhand. Here comes Carlson, a sliding Regenscheid, cleaning some ice here as he lost an edge. That allows the Anoka Tornadoes to come in. 23, he's the lone penalty getter, as he took one early for a high sticking. That's Caden Sukop. And so now here come the Raiders. Centering pass by Savage. That just met a wall. He was looking for Kraut. Zaruba now, short side shot, steered to the corner. And now it's rung right to left behind the net of the Tornadoes. Centering pass, turnover. That's Savage who's going to send it in, but the Raiders got too caught on the far side, so that'll allow Anoka to try and stretch it. Dangerous play there. Anoka's starting to send their weak side wingers, seeing if they can catch the Raiders D cheating. They almost got him there, but a good stick by Lucas Niederkorn, number 10, the sophomore, to prevent that from going anywhere. Into the neutral zone, the puck goes. Raiders going to have to chase. Here comes Beaver again. Beaver loses it. Ends up on the stick of Ben Carlson at his own blue line before Kraut sends it to the center, but that's onto the stick of Blake Weinhold. Anoka maintains possession, crossing the neutral zone. Big hit there by Niederkorn. Just gets enough of him to dislodge the puck. That's the point of hitting now. Just read an article in The Athletic about how hitting in the NHL is down, and if you're watching hockey, you're going to see that in high school too. The emphasis is switched to a still game, as the whole point now is puck possession, stick handling, and control. The Raiders winning that battle tonight. They're up 3-0 here in this second period with 13:40 left on this second frame. Puck held in by Zaruba. Shot off the pad, mishandled rebound, but Beaver was there to help out his netminder. Chip to the near side boards. Sliding in was Wahlstrom. That forces a turnover and buys time. Wahlstrom again going for that turnover. Here comes the Anoka Tornadoes. They're going to dump it, but a stretch play potential. Ooh, the Zamboni door strikes again. Teglin's twig is stuck in that door. He has to retrieve it, and that allows Anoka to come back and set up and at least present a little bit more defense for that clean entry that the Raiders been trying to get. So Anoka doing a better job now of balancing the land battle here and preventing the Raiders from owning the offensive zone. Teglin comes in, rips it. That goes off a shin pad, and Harris now pushes it up. Not enough now, and here comes Anoka pushing back the Raider D. Steps around Teglin, and Beff there, now saved by Smirsky. That's his third of the game, and the Raiders now going to send in the neutral zone. Harris, Vanderhoff, Zagoda up front. Forecheck broken. That's by number 8, Jackson Pravacha. He's going to ring it. Smirsky now plays it back against the grain. Here's Harris. He's trying to push it ahead. Unable to get it to Zagoda. That would have been a 2-on-1. Instead, we have a retreating Anoka player. Now it is a 2-on-1. Harris to Zagoda. Back to Harris. Trying to go 5-hole. And that was closed. They just got tight. Again, the timing on that just seemed a little off. Usually the Raiders like to slow that down, but both of them, as it was so many turnovers in the neutral zone, unable to time that the way they want. Now a shot, mishandled again by the netminder. Low glove has been a problem. His glove at times looking like another blocker out there, as here it gets back to Zaruba. Zaruba centering to Zagoda. First line for the Raiders. We've talked about their scoring prowess all season as the puck is sent down. That's going to be an icing.
HCTV Sports is supported by Farmers Insurance, the Katie Lindbergh Agency. Katie Lindbergh, Hastings Downtown Farmers Insurance. If you don't know insurance, you need to know her.
Stoppage of play. Netminder taking a look at his knee there. So Rosenau going to step out to the side momentarily here. Face-off will be to his right. 11:42 left in this second period. Stepping in is going to be number 22, Ryder Regenscheid. On his left is Braden Kraut. On his right will be Will Savage, number 8. That face-off won by the Raiders, given back to Zaruba. He's going to ring it hard down. Raiders got caught up in traffic. That's a play they like to do. It didn't go that time, as the winger wasn't able to get where he needed to. So now we're going to battle in the right-hand corner. That's Savage ridden off the puck. Anoka sends it to the right-hand side behind their own netminder and met at the blue line by Zaruba and Regenscheid. Savage slides underneath the check. Puck is below the goal line again on that right-hand side. Now moved right to left and then centered. And here comes Anoka with possession out into the neutral zone, then crossing in the blue where Carlson puts on a good body check, forcing the puck in the neutral zone. Puck's going to go back in across the blue line, but offsides are the Tornadoes. And now a errant pass by Kraut finds a heel. But it gets on Zaruba's stick. Here comes Carlson. Carlson now. Offsides. Oh, they wave it off. Here's Regenscheid. Shot. That's a blocker save. And from my vantage point, the Raiders got away with one there. But hey, no harm, no foul, unless you're a Tornado fan. Wahlstrom to Guy. Centering. Good play. Good breakout. Here comes Chumsland. Transition. Shot. Blocker. Pushed right to the middle. Wahlstrom was just a touch late. And now, stretch pass. Here comes number 21. Short side. Shot. And that fired right into the chest of Smirsky. That's the first time we've called Will Cedarstrand's name as he was sprung. We talked about this. Depending on the camera angle, going to be tough to see. Here we see that bounce pass behind the pinching Raiders defenders. So Anoka starting to float their players behind the Raiders D, and so Raiders going to have to get their head on a swivel here to make sure nobody gets behind them for a breakaway. That time, at least, the defender, Mason Beff, did a good job of at least forcing a shot far enough out that it was pretty easily handled by Smirsky. Drop pass by the Raiders as he enters the zone. Here comes Guy. Puck is knocked off his stick, but Beff there as we play patty cake with the puck and ridden off his guy. Held in at the blue line. Wallstrom steps around on his forehand. Shot hits the side of the net. Keeps it now, sends it behind the net to Guy. Looking in front, sliding down is Chumsland, but collapsing is the Anoka defense. Wallstrom up top. Intercepted. And down in front of the Raiders bench. There goes number 17, Hunter Brunner. Could be Brunner, not really sure. Anoka now gets the puck. They come across the blue line. Steps in, shot, easily handled by Smirsky. He's going to set it to the left for Teglin. And we are under 10 minutes left here. Stretch pass, Raiders 2-on-1. Zagota to Harris. Harris to Zagota. That's as beautiful as it gets. That's the pacing I was talking about earlier that the Raiders like to do. They just set the goalie up, wait for the goalie to commit, and at some point the puck is going to move faster than the goalie can. And there's nothing Rosano can do. Puck moves left to right 3 times. It goes from Zagota to Harris, back, and then Zagota buries it on his forehand. You can see this on the replay there. There's nothing they're going to be able to do on that. Diving head first was Rosano as the Raiders just absolutely pinpoint accuracy. Now here come the Raiders. Thomas McGinnis on the left wing, number 5. Joining Zagota and Harris. Here comes Zagota. Zagota steps around. Now the puck is behind the net. Behind the blue line. Chipped behind. Trying to hear. A little tough to hear tonight on the announcement. So I do have Harris and Zagota. I felt like there should have been a second assist on that, but I didn't hear it. If I can, I'll get it. Maybe I'll pick it up on the replay, Hunter. Now centering pass. Dangerous play. Raiders got to not start taking it for granted. If you heard that first period interview with Coach Stoffel, the big thing is how do you keep that sense of urgency? Raiders losing it now. Wide open in front of the net is 13. And the Raiders D collapses. Now they chip it up and into the low side rafters. It kicks right back out. There's Brady Wazik, my pre-game interview, as he almost gets a puck off his cranium there, but instead it kicks back out on the ice. And we have a stoppage of play with 8:49 left here. Boys Hoops update. Again, shout out to everyone helping a brother out here as we have the boys up 27-24 in basketball as they face the Woodbury Royals. Face-off lost by the Raiders, now run right to left around. Inside the Raiders zone. Drop back from Lang, that's Teglin there. He's gonna wheel away in his skates, kicks it up ahead. Now battle, so 2-on-2. Deep in the corner, Raiders are gonna outman them there as the Anoka keeps the same basic forecheck the Raiders do. Whole lot of teams running that 2-3 now. Used to be more 1-2-2 stuff, maybe a 2-on-2 now. More and more teams keeping it high. Offsides, nope, they're gonna let it go again. Here comes Kraut. Either the Raiders are timing it great or I have no eyesight, but here's a turnover. 2-on-0, breakaway, number 4, Lang walks in, shot, save, Smirsky. And Lang frustrated, Raiders with a critical turnover. At their own blue line, fed to Lang. Lang comes in all alone. Here we see the play here. 23 comes in. Sukup gives it to Lang. Lang just decides he's going to rip it with his head down. And ladies and gentlemen, there's a better way to do that. Maybe drive in, make the goalie respect one side or the other. Regardless, I'm happy with the play of Smirsky, as so is the Raiders bench. As here they come. Raiders up 4-0. Shots on goal 28-6. But don't let that 6 fool you. Raiders have given up some grade A chances, and Smirsky has been there as Chumsland comes in with a big hit. Here we see Anoka again pushing. If you're just tuning in, this game looks like it's a 0-0 tie as far as the effort that Anoka's putting in. Raiders got to start getting their puck possession game a little bit back where it was. Here comes Chumsland, shot, saved by the netminder, number 31. He has had a busy night. That is his 29th shot on goal.
HCTV Sports is supported by Balanced Wealth Management, Retirement Planning and Expertise.
Wrestling, swimming, and diving in action. Again, alpine ski. I think they're going to have to switch to mountain biking this year to get down those hills. Centered. That goes in the neutral zone as Beff gets it. He waits just long enough, rings it hard to the right, and giving chase is Wallstrom. Wallstrom behind the net. He's going to poke it. That doesn't get where he wanted it. So now layering that is going to be Harris. Harris, Wallstrom, and Zagota on the ice right now. Battling on the near side board right in front of the student section. It goes down. Harris now in his skates. Centers that pass, looking for Zagota instead. He found number 3, Mason Beaver. Chip to the neutral zone. Beff flips it up. Now Vanderhoff. Good stick lift. Leaves it Zagota. He's looking for his third. Instead it goes to Beff. Sidesteps in dangerous and just doesn't pull the trigger. I think Beff got surprised at how easy he walked in. Now he's going to come back the other way. And a dangerous play there. Raiders get away with a hook. Since the Raiders are up, I can be a little bit more non-biased here as Beff got his stick tangled in the belly of number 17 here. Here comes 23, Sukop, off his stick. Delayed pay. Nope, that ends up not being too many as the Raiders don't get the puck into the right situation. That's okay. Here comes Zagota with Harris. Rister, short side, misses behind the net of Rosano, and we are at 6:19 left here in this second period. Raiders up 4-0. This period has been the Zagota and Harris show. Ridden off the puck by Niederkorn. Good little play as now it's behind the net. Smirsky on the near side, waiting, but the Raiders take care of it, and they exit the zone cleanly. 3-on-2, slid over. Here comes Harris, working in the middle, and that's a tough play as he ends up on his backhand. So now it's swatted off his stick, and now here comes Anoka. Crosses the red, then the Raiders blue, driving in, but Regenscheid does a good job squeezing in from one side, as does Savage. Now in the neutral zone, Kraut looking, he's got a breakaway. Braden Kraut, number 20, walking in, shot, and a save by Rosano. As Kraut was all alone, sets it up, tried to use his upper body to pull Rosano over. Instead, he kind of baited him. Little cat and mouse there, and Rosano makes the save. Transition hockey all over. Kraut picks his pocket on that middle area there, looking at the shot. I like his choice there, trying to go mid-glove. Rosano just doesn't bite on the fake, and the puck goes into that big old $500 glove. Yep, ladies and gentlemen at home, that's what a pro-level glove costs. And that's why I'm working at the radio too. Somebody's got to pay for my kids' spoiled endeavors. Now the Raiders now deep in their right-hand zone. That's Carlson. Shot, just trying to catch him unaware. That's steered to the corner. 5:17 left here in this second period. Raiders up 4-0. Savage now rings it right to left. That's going to be held in the zone as Regenscheid's behind the net. Leaves it. There's Kraut again. Has it, walks the top of the circle. Pressured. Pass. That one's on the right-hand hash, now down below the goal line. Trying to find Guy, but goes a little far, but Niederkorn's going to go in and poke at it. And so the puck stalls as 3 tornadoes collapse on it. Guy steps in, loses that physical battle, but gets the puck in a position where the Raiders are going to get it. Here comes Chumslin on this back end side. Tries to find Guy to spring him. Unable to, and now it's all over. Here comes Guy now. He's got Wallstrom in front. Centering pass. Wallstrom has it hop over his stick, and now here comes the other way. Number 17, 1-on-2 with 21 with him. 17, drag, shot, and swallowed up by a fading Smirsky as he swallows that deep in his crease. That's a hint to my goalie coach on maybe a tip we can work on here, but regardless, Raiders still on top of Anoka. Here we can see that play. 17 walks in, tries to look him off, but Smirsky has his feet set, never bites on it. And a wrister, that one fired by Anoka deep into the right-hand corner. Zaruba pushes it ahead, foot race. He's going to go into that left-hand corner of Smirsky. Delays, lets Anoka skate over it. Now cuts to the middle, dances around 1-2. Got to be careful. Gives it up to a recovering Wallstrom. And it goes into the zone where John Teglin, back in the Raiders zone, gets it. Spins to the near side, flips it up, unable to get it out, and then it's chipped ahead. Anoka has it, Raiders and Anoka, neither one with possession. Wallstrom, short side, goal! Wallstrom capitalizes on the turnover. That's going to be unassisted. And we talked about the Raiders getting scoring depth, and that's going to be one of it. Anoka just, how do I put this politely, a turnover machine in front of their goaltender. We talked about the stats for Rosano as we see this, like, Anoka again has potential opportunity to clear, instead forces that puck to the middle. Wahlstrom with a great stick just knocks it down, picks it up, and has nothing but daylight between him and the netminder, and there's not much the netminder can do there as it goes top shelf, glove side. Now here comes Harris, wrister, blocker, right back. Vanderhoff has it. Near side, low to high to Teglin. Vanderhoff just tries to step to the middle there, and a little bit early as the puck goes off of his heel. Here comes Lang, steps, shot, and Smirsky holds on. And the Raiders will have a face-off in their zone. 33-8 shots on goal. Raiders in the lead. 5-0 on the scoreboard. Raiders in the lead. So now here comes this top line for the Raiders. Zagota, Vanderhoff, Harris on the back end. Carlson, now a shot. Turnover. Raiders were leaving early looking for the breakout, and the Raiders never had possession. All three forwards looking like they're trying to fly the zone on that just a little bit early, and Anoka makes them pay as a puck finds a wide open Tornado right in the front. That looks like that's going to be 13 to bury it in the top shelf here. You can see this face-off. Zagota wins it, and the Raiders all take off, but they never get possession to the Raiders' defense. And so that ends up just going top shelf for them. So that's 13. That's Alec Dalvang, and I can stop worrying about if I accidentally say the word shutout. Trying to get the assist things here. And I missed it again, cannot understand, so I apologize. I did see 13 got the goal, but no idea for Anoka who got the assist. We'll see if we can catch that in between or on the replays. Raiders now need to establish that offensive zone. Here comes Anoka, crosses the red on the right-hand side, long shot. Smirsky catches it, has it pop for a minute, but he's gonna hold on, plenty of time and space. And so, again, you can't say the word shutout. So plenty of times at Smirsky. Here we see this play. Thank you very much, Hunter. Puck goes down in the corner. There's number 4. That's the guy that feeds it. That's Trevor Lang. He's going to get that assist. Well done, Mr. Director Man. Did you learn that in civics? Yeah, no chance. That's what I taught Hunter, and I don't think he learned anything useful for me other than how to tune me out when it's important. Rung by the Raiders. Here's the breakout play they were looking for. It does get in the neutral zone. And this time, number 3, Mason Beaver sends it back up ice. Raiders going to get it back. They're pressured. Carlson just way too slow on that one. Sends it to the near side boards. Dangerous play, and that's Anoka picking it up. Now Carlson gets it, coming the other way. On his backhand. Crosses the blue, flips it to the middle, looking for Savage. Doesn't find him. And here come Anoka. Again, an unforced error turnover allows the Raiders to set up behind the net. That's Savage and Regashide. Kraut's hanging out above the circle. He picks it up on his backhand. Looking pressured, has room, walks, tries to get through 3, ends up down, and a stick is lost by number 2. Now Kraut, centering pass, looking for Savage. That finds no one as Regenscheid and Beaver are tied up. Deep left-hand side, puck squirts out to the blue line for Anoka. Into the neutral zone it goes as the Raiders now retreat. Anoka gonna just send one. That's Aiden Soleil. Soleil has it. Raiders again. Dangerous play here. Shot. Back door wide open, and Raiders defensive coverage breaking down again. So we talked about that idea of a sense of urgency. They had it, but with 1:28 left, they're starting to lose it. Now pushed up. Here's Geib. Geib has it off his stick. Zaruba and Chumslin deep behind the net. Ridden off by Niederkorn. Puck in the corner. Centering play. Kraut flips it. That goes off a Tornado. Into the neutral zone it goes. And back they retreat. Niederkorn, diagonal pass, good play, good vision, gets it to Chumslin. He's just gonna push it ahead and set up, waiting for it. Wahlstrom now ridden off the puck, so Chumslin's gonna have to activate. Geib sets up high now. He's gonna be the first forward in the, and the puck ends up in the neutral zone on Teglin's stick. Chip pass to Chumslin, just too far for him as Beaver is there. Centering pass, shot, Geib, save, loose, and it ends up picked up by Anoka. Great chance here generated by another couple of Raiders. Now, here comes Teglin. Has it slide under his stick, skates over it. Now pushed behind him, but layered defense. There's Zagota. Zagota, good vision, gives it to Wahlstrom. Wahlstrom sidesteps a player, gets the red, and then looking for Zagota, finds Teglin instead. Drop pass, Zagota waits for the traffic to clear. Diagonal pass, what a tip! Are you kidding me? Behind his body, Johnny Harris streaking left to right, sets his stick behind him, opens up, rotates, touches it just enough to go underneath the blocker of the netminder. What a play by Zagota to wait and see it. Man, just absolutely beautiful here. Zagota waits, sets it, Harris tip under the arm, and with 14.7 left here, Raiders on the board. Now Harris again, shot. Blocker save as Harris not settling down here, just laying the pressure. Teglin, he knuckleballs one on net. 3 seconds left. Harris behind the net. Vanderhoff centering pass, and the horn blows. And so with that, the Raiders will end this period with a 6-1 lead after 34 minutes of play. On the radio side, we're going to take a break. We will have, I believe, highlights. He's going to have 1 second. So 6-1, the Raiders are up here after 2 periods of play. On the radio side, we'll take a break. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Josh Colvin on AM 1460 KDWA. All right, here come our recap of this. Here's Harris, steps around on this goal. Great play, sets it up, and then Zagota just rips it bar down. Beautiful play on that one. That was the first. Then it's Zagota to Harris to Zagota. And I tell you, you cannot practice it better than that. Beautiful patience, beautiful delay. Raiders at that point up 4-0. Now, turnover, unforced error, but pressured by Wahlstrom. Sets the goalie up, drags inside as that lefty, and goes top shelf. The one error the Raiders made, here we see it. Raiders thinking the puck's gonna go out. Lang now sets it, nobody at home in front to help Brooks Smirsky out. And number 13, Alec Dalving scores. That's okay though, the Raiders come back. Here you see Zagota delaying, and what a beautiful play by Harris. If I'm Rousseau on that, I'm throwing my stick into the stands, because how are you supposed to stop that? So on the TV side, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with that when play commences here on HCTV.
I'm Haley Noring, and this is my daughter Chloe. We live in Hastings, Minnesota. Chloe will never get to know her uncle Devin. My brother Devin died of fentanyl poisoning on April 4th, 2020. Through Snapchat, Devin and his friend bought what they believed was a Percocet. It wasn't. It was a fake pill made of 100% illicit fentanyl. My brother didn't want to die. My family had to learn what fentanyl was after it was too late. What happened to my family could just as easily happen to yours. If we would have known about fentanyl sooner, maybe we could have saved Devin's life. You still have time to have that life-saving conversation with your children and loved ones. Illicit fentanyl is the leading cause of death for ages 18 to 45. Every 5 minutes in the U.S., illicit fentanyl kills someone's brother, son, father, mother, or loved one. Call 911 if someone you know is overdosing. Call United Way's 24/7 helpline by dialing 211 to find resources in and near Hastings. Contact United Way of Hastings or visit their website, unitedwayofhastings.org, for more resources or to make a donation. You can save a life by working with me and the United Way of Hastings to build awareness and reduce the stigma of overdoses and fentanyl poisonings. One pill can kill.
All right, we're back on the TV side here. We'll be back on the radio right now here as we are joined by KDWA on the radio side and HCTV on the TV side. Again, stream picked up by Quad Cities from Anoka, QCTV, and CTN Coon Rapids. And so a great job here. I'm going to reiterate that. I don't care. The great thing about Hastings is how we partner together. We work together to get a great experience for everyone possible, because the best thing going on in Hastings is the community we have. And so I love being part of working with people I worked with before and the people I've taught before, and giving you, the listeners and the viewers, a great chance to see these kids perform, especially as well as they do tonight. 6-1, the Raiders lead here going into the third period. Goals tonight: Zagota with 2, Harris with 2. We've got Regenscheid with 1, the prediction made by Vanderhoff, and one more big one by Wallstrom as he picked it off. And so the score for the Raiders, 6-1. Shots on goal, 36-10 in favor. Smirsky still in net. Upcoming broadcast Saturday, girls hockey will be at the Shields Arena at United Heroes League. Outdoor game against Park of Cottage Grove. We mentioned other action tonight as far as sports. Here's what we got. Girls basketball wins 69-55. Boys basketball up 66-52 with 2 minutes left. So the girls hoops back to 500. And here is the puck drop. Now Wallstrom steps around. Centering pass. That's going to find Chumsland momentarily before it's ridden to the corner. And so now behind the net it goes left to right and centered up. Now behind the net, the puck goes again. Here comes Anoka, chips off the glass and sent the length of the ice. Smirsky steps out, good play, gets it out of danger, and it goes the rest of the way. Anoka, that's no icing, goes left to right, flipped off the glass, and up to Anoka. Met by Chumsland. Now Chumsland has it off his stick, and here comes Wallstrom. Wallstrom ridden off the puck, and now here's Zaruba. Zaruba going to go diagonal. Here comes Zagota, steps in, shot. That's off the shin of number 8, Jackson Provancha, and behind the net they set up. There's Harris looking to the middle. That shot from Niederkorn hits on net, cuts to the corner, and Zagota to Vanderhoff, centered, blockered to the corner. Great play by the Raiders. Now it's back. Vanderhoff's going to look for Harris. Centering pass. Just doesn't get enough. It's loose. Big save. Rebound. It's there again. Puck is loose. I cannot believe that didn't go in the net. Chipped up and around. Now Harris, low to high. Left to right. Centering. Harris has the puck go off his stick. Zagota has it. Over to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff shot. Short side. Behind the net. Chipped around rung. Carlson sends it right to left behind the net. And here comes Niederkorn. Niederkorn chips in. Good pinch by him. There's Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff throws it up. Big check from behind on Harris, but no call. The netminder with a little itty-bitty twig. That bounces his stick. The real one is in the corner. And Anoka is going to have to send it 200 feet just to get a kill, as we are approaching 40 shots here with 15-10 left in this third period. Raiders up 6-1. Next opponent for the Raiders will be South St. Paul. Here we see that great chance in front as Harris battling, Zagota battling, Vanderhoff there. Puck is chipped, and the Anoka Tornadoes doing a great job coming in and protecting in front of the net, keeping this from going to run time. One more, and ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an early night, and I can actually see my wife before 10 p.m. for a change. Now it's sent left to right. Zaruba tipped in front by Savage, and that goes to the corner. Now behind the net it goes to Savage. Savage has it. Steps around to check. Savage works his way, rings it in. Nope, that actually, I thought he was going to get a stick on it. Nothing happening as there's a puck battle down as everything's inside. Now poked ahead. Here comes Zaruba. Zaruba now pushes it, pinching down deep, maintains possession, low to high. That finds number 17, Devin Plank, at the point. He gets a shot, but that one goes far corner. Raiders again trying to establish a forecheck. They do. Now we're going to get a change and a stretch pass. Actually hits the referee. And if you're Anoka, not much is going right for you. Flipped into the rafters. And we're going to have a face-off now at center ice. Referee got in the way there. That actually prevented Anoka from a potential breakaway there. But it's hard to blame anyone considering the referee was the one that got hit. Whole bunch of ice on the left and on the right as Anoka's official, or Anoka's coach talking to the official. I think they're going to talk about where they think the face-off should be. Only thing I can think of. No, he's looking for a little bit of time on some clarification. So with that, let's take a moment to talk about what's coming up in sports next week. Boys hockey tournament will be in South St. Paul. Boys will face off against South St. Paul in that first game on Tuesday. Supposed to be 7 o'clock. Ha, ha, ha. That game never starts on time, so be it. Girls basketball, boys basketball will start on Thursday, and on Wednesday, girls hockey in Burnsville. So a busy week of sports action over the holiday tournament. Puck sent up for Beth, or from Beth. That's looking for Ben Thome, and that one misses. So now the puck's going to go all the way back down. Coach Stoffel rolling some different lines here. Interesting choice, Coach Stoffel. Here we've got Fullerton, McGinnis, and Thome up front. On the back end, Taglin and Beth. Puck rung around the back end. This is Fullerton's first shift of his varsity career. Number 6 there, he's on that left wing. He retreats, puck goes back to Taglin. Taglin behind the net. He's going to ring it to said aforementioned Fullerton. He's going to give it up there. That one just slides past McGinnis. And into the neutral zone goes Anoka. They're going to dump it onto the right-hand side. Beth rings it to the left. There's Thome. Thome pokes it ahead, unable to get it out, and then he uses that big offensive lineman body to push it. Now here comes Taglin. Taglin steps back. Crossing the blue, then the red, then the blue. Taglin's going to throw it up, and that's going to find the rafters to the right of the JV coaches up there in the corner. Blake Johnson.
Sports is supported by Balanced Wealth Management, Retirement Planning, and Expertise.
First in that JV game. Now here comes Anoka. Anoka crosses into the red line. They go. They sidestep Niederkorn. Rister and high, held up on by Smirsky. Gets that glove up, holds onto it, and now we'll have a face-off to his left. Hastings crosses the 40 shots on goal mark. Anoka just 11. There you see a nice shot of the fans. Pete McGinnis, I don't know, he must be scolding somebody. I think he was doing his job earlier as site manager. I'm not sure what that looks like on a nice, calm Thursday night before Christmas. Everyone probably in a pretty good mood, including myself here as the Raiders are up 6-1 over Anoka. Now crossing. That goes to Geib. Geib dumps it deep in on the left-hand side. That's retrieved by number 8, Jackson Provencha. Puck goes bouncing. Nobody with possession. Raiders trying to get it. All 3 forwards careful. They're on the same side. That allows Anoka to just make one pass and get it out. Here comes Anoka. Short side, driving. Smirsky leaves. He's hit. He's down. And the whistle will blow as Smirsky takes a hit. And we're going to take a commercial break on the radio here as this is going to take a moment to settle in. Don't go anywhere. AM 1460, KDWA, Josh Colvin here as the Raiders lead 6-1 over the Tornadoes.
HCTV Sports is supported by Farmers Insurance, the Katie Lindbergh Agency. Katie Lindbergh, Hastings Downtown Farmers Insurance. If you don't know insurance, you need to know her.
All right, good sign here as we're back. Smirsky getting the old bucket back on his head. So shaken but not stirred here. As we see this play, Anoka just crashing in, nothing dirty about it. Smirsky comes out, he leaves his post here as it drags, and then just ends up looking back at the top of the crease. Number 7 for Anoka, that's Teddy Mitchells, who's just on his horse driving the net, going through the white paint. So next game for HCTV is Saturday. Like we said, UHL game versus Park United Heroes League, as now we're going to have a penalty as that goes against Anoka. Here come the Raiders, going to be 5-on-4. Puck chips off into the neutral zone, and that's going to be a trip on Anoka. Unintentional, but it doesn't matter. That's going to go to the box. So with that, Raiders will have a power play. That's number 13. Looks like Zaruba thought he was maybe going. We're going to see this just behind the play as the trip happens here. Puck flipped up. So the Raiders 5-on-4 with 12:27 left here. Zagoda steps in. Face-off goes deep to the corner. Rung left to right. And Beff has it in the neutral zone. Beff diagonal across. That bounces off the boards. Chipped up, floats to the middle. And bouncing play by, that's Tahoe. Good play. Now the Raiders are going to have time and space. Here comes Carlson. Carlson crosses the blue. Stops at the top of the circle. Bounce pass high from Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff steps to the right. Mason Beff now has it. And behind the net to Harris. Harris gonna step out. It'll go low to high to Carlson. Carlson on the right-hand side gives it to Harris. Harris now low, steps out. Here comes Vanderhoff. Shot right into the belly of the netminder, who holds on and kills that play. All right, face-off one here. Drop down, dangerous play. Here it comes the other way. Here comes Lang all alone, walks in, shot, goal. So a short-handed goal as Tahoe, otherwise known as Smirsky, hung out to dry, mishandle at top. We talk about that. Again, high school kids, this is tough. You got kids that are looking to set stuff up, just mishandled. Now comes in Smirsky again. Not a lot of shots this period, not a lot of shots this game. And 6-2, Raiders up over Anoka. And let's just call that an unforced error, much like from tennis. Behind the net, here comes Zaruba. Steps out to the right to Kraut. Kraut now crosses the blue line. Walks in, goes behind the net is Kraut. Kraut gonna set up. That unassisted goal is for, as I mentioned, Lang. Now the puck goes in the neutral zone. Here comes Niederkorn, second unit out for the Raiders. He's going to cross the blue line on the right-hand side. Niederkorn behind the net. Cycles, cycles, cycles. And that puck actually shot off his leg. Here's Geib on the short side. Puck goes in the neutral, or right in front of the hash mark there. Tahoe confused, thinks it's an ice. But hey, Tahoe, I don't know the California rules, but here in Minnesota, when we're on a power play, which we are no longer on, as Kraut plants an Anoka player, and that power play will end. So the Raiders going to go to 4-on-4 hockey as Kraut takes a penalty. And so a very clean play before this, as miscommunication there. Tahoe thought it was 5-on-5, so thought it was going to be an icing. And instead, we have a down Anoka player momentarily. And we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey for 19 seconds before the Raiders are going to have to kill their first penalty. Puck won by Anoka. Shot, and visually attached was Tahoe there. Saw him looking that puck in really, really well. Catches it with his glove and then drops it, skates out. So that'll be the 15th shot on goal by Anoka. Raiders up 6-2. Puck flipped up and out, held in momentarily, and that's going to be offside, so that shot won't count. Tahoe, we don't do that. We don't flip the pucks up like that in the air there for the refs. We'll get them situated. Little rules different in the California Penal League. Those of you who are old movie fans will recognize that. Boys basketball beats Woodbury 75-62. So the boys to 4-3. Girls to 4-4 after they beat Bloomington Kennedy 69-55. Now the puck goes left to right. Here's Zaruba. Has it, slid past him to Teglin. Now he pushes it up. Here's Harris, shorthanded, walks in. Short side shot, misses. That's going to ring all the way around to Chumsland. And the Raiders now killing for a minute 30 here on the penalty to Kraut. Puck behind the net. And we're going to have a high stick of the penalty variety. So number 17 for Anoka. Again, a very clean game for most of it. But Hunter Brunner, our latest gentleman that's going to sit. So now we will have a minute 26 of 4-on-4 hockey before the Raiders get to finish out on the power play, unless, of course, something changes there. Now, here comes Anoka to the near side blue line. Stepped up, red, blue, drive, shot, save, Smirsky, big rebound. Vanderhoff there pushes at it. Unable to get it out now, and it's going to go to the right-hand side. Rung down. Top left. Here comes Carlson. He drops it. Delays to Beff. Beff behind the net. Over to the near side to Carlson. Here comes Vandy and Zagoda. Carlson leaves it. Vandy with some speed. Crosses the blue. Pushes the D back. Driving. Zagoda waiting. Looking on the backside. Vandy's just going to hold on here. 9:38 left here in this third period. 4-on-4 hockey as a couple of, we'll just call them frustration penalties on both sides. Here's Carlson, gives it over to Zagoda. Zagoda diagonal to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff steps in, crosses the red, then the blue, drop pass to Carlson, and it goes out. Now chipped into the neutral zone. Beff has it, floats up to Zagoda. Zagoda diagonal. Vandy walks in, time and space. Rister, blocker to the middle, as Rusino sees that. 16 seconds left before Kraut is freed. That'll give us about 30 seconds-ish of power play for the Raiders. Crossing the blue. Here comes Guy. He's forced to delay. Gives it back to the left-hand side for Beff. Beff to Teglin and back to Beff. So now we're on 5-on-5 hockey. That pass misses. All three forwards, and here comes Anoka. They're going to send it. That goes off Zaruba's stick. And now here comes Anoka. Another shorthanded chance. Shot. Saved by Smirsky. And down goes 23. Big hit on an Anoka player there. That is Caden Sukup, who's shaken up. A little on the snowy side there. So 8:28. We mentioned upcoming broadcast here. Face-off will come center ice. So we've got another discussion here at center ice as we're trying to figure out what's going to happen here. Anoka looking for a power play. Not going to get it here, as we are still 5-on-4 for the Raiders. 17 seconds left before we get back to 5-on-5 hockey. Stick lifted. Here comes Anoka, crosses into the neutral zone. Slides up. Here comes Teglin, diagonal. That one misses. Regenscheid has it, and he delays. Chips it up. Now here comes another turnover for the Raiders at the top, and Regenscheid's going to go to the box. And a very clean hockey game about, let's call it 8 minutes ago, has turned into a very sloppy stop-and-go hockey game. So that one's going to be, I'm going to call interference on that. We'll see what he says. As you see, Regenscheid again, the Raiders just a lack of puck movement at the top. It chips, and down goes the Anoka player. That was number 7, Teddy Michulis. Diagonal pass. That one goes up. Raiders on the kill for, they're going to say holding, for 1:48 here at the 7:57 mark. Shots on goal, 43-15, as the Raiders lead this one. 6-2. Second period had most of the scoring. Only scoring this period was Anoka's breakaway, as they walked in and were able to beat Brooks Smirsky. Now here comes Guy, he's going to be the first forechecker. Puck goes all the way down, wrong left to right. Harris going to be the first one there. Chipped behind him. Now Guy has it. Guy crossing in with Harris, centers it. Harris just about protects and sends it in. And it goes low to high. Raiders with a great 2-on-1 chance. They're shorthanded. So 1 minute left on this to Regenscheid. Now here comes Teglin. Teglin floats it up. Bounces over Harris's stick. Puck goes deep into the Anoka tornado zone, and behind the net sets up number 3, Mason Beaver. Beaver steps to the right-hand side. Goes back, crosses. Diagonal over to the right-hand side. Now here they come. Crosses into the blue. Met by Niederkorn, chipped up deep and into the corner. Up on top, there's Thomas McGinnis. He's rid us off. Good little pick play there. McGinnis gets back into the lane. Now a wrister shot, and that bounces 2 hops into Smirsky's belly. And the Raiders now have 25 seconds left to kill on this. 6-2 they lead Anoka. We talked about the South St. Paul tournament coming up next week. And for my wife listening, did I say Tahoe played in prison? That's an old movie reference from Major League. And so, come on. Like, I know you don't watch the movies I like, but you got to pick up on some of these pop culture references as Smirsky picks another one into the corner. Raiders now killing. 14 seconds. Backdoor. Great block by Zagota. That pass was going wide open to the backside. And then good play by Zagota there. Now here comes Lang. Backhand shot. Smirsky holds on. And so in 2 seconds, Regenscheid gets out. And let's hope that we can finish this game nice and clean with some action. Again, shout out to the Wentland family in Chandler, Mesa, and Lakeside, Arizona, tuning in from all over, watching number 20 Braden Kraut there. Saw him just a moment ago on the bench. So South St. Paul tournament will be the next action for the boys hockey team. Saturday will be the next action for KDW and HCTV. Now the puck is dumped in left to right. There's Savage, gets it deep into the right-hand corner. Savage looking, ridden off. Here's Chumson. He's got Fullerton in the front, just overskates, just a touch. Great job by Fullerton waiting there, and better job even by Chumson and Savage to find him. Now Savage back deep in the right-hand corner. Here's Fullerton. Fullerton steps around, kicks it ahead. Low to high, misses. Here's Teglin. Teglin, wrister, and seen by the netminder. Even Peter Schultz agrees, Lynn. How do you not know the lines from Major League? So, again, thanks to HCTV, thanks to QCTV, thanks to CTN, thanks to KDWA, and all of the sponsors that make this possible so that we can bring you this all over in great, do we got like HD TV, 4K, 62,000 platinum, whatever these numbers mean? HD, no 4K, and then for those of you streaming, hey, great job picking it up as the partnership continues here, and the puck goes into the neutral zone. Raiders battling in front of their zone, and now we've got an offsides. That's the kind of whistle I'm okay with. We talked about South St. Paul tournament coming up for Hastings boys hockey on Tuesday. That'll go Tuesday through Thursday. Times TBD, and that includes the first game. Let's be honest, that first game is supposed to start with puck drop at 7, but odds of that happening, not good. And then girls hockey up in Burnsville, and a turnover at the blue line. Raiders now chasing. Good stick lift there by Devin Plank, and Zaruba forces that to the corner as the Raiders battle 2-on-2. McGinnis corner, near side, battling, shot, and save by Smirsky. So as I said, Tuesday through Thursday, boys in South St. Paul. Wednesday through Friday, girls in Burnsville. Thursday and Friday, boys basketball, girls basketball at home. So a whole lot of winter sports that'll be appearing. And so again, congratulations to both boys and girls basketball on their wins tonight. Girls hockey on a little bit of a break before Saturday's outdoor game. Here's McGinnis battling on the near side boards. That puck centered. Good play by Zaruba. Gets it to Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff now chasing. He's got Harris on his right-hand side. That puck splits the two of them. Harris picks it up back. Skates over it. Now here's a chance. High slot. Rister blocked by Plank, number 17. Good play to close the old kneecaps there and get that through. Now near side. Rister shot. Smirsky. And held on and saved for Smirsky's 17th of the game. So on the left-hand side, we will have a face-off. Zagota steps in. Face-off, puck drop, lost. Now chip, held down, layered defense, thrown there, and now here it's Zagota. Zagota tied up, but they're not going to call a penalty unless it's very, very egregious for the Anoka side of the things, that is, especially with the game winding. Now centering play, dangerous again. That high slot has been open a couple of times for Anoka. Now chipped, held in by Anoka at the blue line. Slap shot, saved by Smirsky, steered to the corner. And now here come the Raiders. Puck flips out, bounces. Flips over the head of Niederkorn. Carlson backhands it to Niederkorn. Niederkorn looks, steps, chips up. That misses everyone until it hits Anoka's laying in the stick. Now centering pass, good play, backhand. Niederkorn was there, but more importantly, so was Smirsky as that puck goes in the corner. Now low to high, Anoka leans in, shot, saved by Smirsky, rebound, goal. Second game in a row, Raiders got to be careful here, is at the end of the game, they've let teams come back in. We saw this Tuesday as just too many chances there. Smirsky has it, hit a 5-hole, tries to steer it to the corner, doesn't get it all the way there. But instead, it's set up perfectly for number 23 for Anoka. That's Caden Sukup. Shot, save Smirsky, and we see just forwards on the wrong side. A whole lot of Raiders on this left-hand side. And so on the right-hand side, that's where a loose tornado slides through. Here comes Kraut, weaves, puck pops off his stick. Regenscheid crashes, so the Raiders got to get back on top of things here. And this is the wrong way. Now it slides left to right for Anoka. Crosses the blue line, and the puck is rung right to left. On that right half wall. Stepped out. Goes to the left-hand side. Wahlstrom blows a tire, and so he's going to have to lay it back to Teglin. Teglin goes left to right in their zone. Beff has it. Now it's finally out of the Raiders zone as Kraut steps around it. Chipped at the blue line and an offsides as we are at 2:32. Shots on goal, 44-20 in favor. So the face-off will be outside. Puck trickles in. Now the Raiders again just trying to get it out, unable to do so. Tahoe goes behind the net, takes a digger. Raiders. And the Raiders finally get inside the zone. Now diagonal pass, and that's what we're looking for. Zagota now, good job. Almost gets that as the play gets from left to right and then down low. Here comes Anoka, steps out. Zaruba bounce off the glass it goes. Zaruba chips it down deep. And here's Harris, centering pass to Zagota, shot off the shin pads. And here comes Anoka. Anoka crosses the blue, then the red. Chipped in, bounce. Carlson has it. Carlson now going to send it all the way to Harris. Harris, stretch pass. Has Vandy trying to split the D, just a little too far ahead of him. And we are under 2 minutes now. Vanderhoff finds Zagota, who finds the flagpole of the Anoka netminder. And that one just goes in the corner. Now big wind-up swing and a miss for everyone. Here we see a couple of late shenanigans. Referees are going to let that play. Here comes Anoka, step across the blue, pass to the right. Chasing is Carlson, and we'll have an icing as we approach the 1 minute mark. Scoring in the third period has been all Anoka. So Raiders, again, all over for sure. So the face-off will be down, just coordinating what we're going to do here on the broadcasts. Here comes opening face-off. Chumsland now on this right-hand side. Shot by Beff. Chips off. Now here comes Anoka. Cross the red line. Battle back. Chipped up. Now Geib has it. Off his stick, finds Chumsland. Chumsland rings it deep onto the left-hand side. And so now it's run around near side. Geib has it, intercepted, slides back, shot, rebound. Almost there to bury it is Savage, unable to do so. And so here comes Anoka. Anoka crosses the red, then the blue. Teglin has it, slid up, bounce pass, left to right. Geib avoids a shot, now it slides back to Teglin. Teglin gets it, he's gonna cross the blue. Chipped up ahead, just misses. And it goes behind into the Anoka zone. Across the blue line it goes. Stopped by Smirsky. Here's Teglin. Teglin gives it to Beff. Beff, diagonal pass. That one just misses Fullerton, bounces in. 15 seconds left. Raiders are going to win this game by a score of 6-3. Coach Stoffel doing a great job of clearing the benches this third period. And here comes one last rush for Anoka. That's onside. Here comes Lang. Short side, diagonal across, and deflected. And as time expires, that will be the end of it as the Raiders come out on top 6-3 over the Anoka Tornadoes here on a combo platter of HCTV and KDWA. On the radio side, we're going to take a commercial break and come back with our game recap as the Raiders beat Anoka 6-3. On the TV side, we're going to stick around here as we see the end of the game, catch our recap here. Raiders again doing a great job clearing the bench, but here comes Lang on the turnover on the power play. Shot beats Smirsky, and a short-handed goal gets it to within 4. From there, the Raiders again, you know, the reality is Raiders clearing the bench, playing a whole bunch of guys, and so you're going to have some of these miscommunications. Shot saved by Smirsky originally, and then it kicks to the right-hand side and tapped home for Anoka's number 23. So for HCTV and HCTV.com, and those of you streaming, you're going to see that the Raiders have beaten Anoka. They move 2 on the season. The Raiders do 5-4 and get above 500 for this. So shout out to everyone from HCTV, producer and director Hunter Pinky. I'm Josh Colvin. Camera operators, boy do I know those guys, Seth Essler, Max Slocum, Ian Andresiak, I know that's not how you say it, but I like to do it phonetically, and graphics and replay, Hunter Pinky. So for everyone on the TV side, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to sign out. Next broadcast Saturday at 1 p.m. as the Raiders girls hockey team takes on the Park Wolfpack outside at the Shields Arena at the United Heroes League.